Alright, greetings. We will discuss in this short video the individual assignment 1C. This is a question from chapter 4. This assignment was supposed to be done by students whose metric numbers end with digits 2 and 7. Alright, you will be given in the question, you were given this income statement here, and you were also given the balance sheet. The top part gives you the assets, and the bottom part gives you the liabilities and equity of the company. This company is called GHI. And this is the statement for 2019. They are all in Ringgit Malaysia. Alright, the first question is, assuming that GHI has optimal proportions of costs and assets to sales and a fixed dividend payout policy, what is GHI's internal growth rate? So IGR. So for this you need to use the formula. We'll look at the formula below. The formula is given here. Now IGR is equals to ROA multiplied by 1 minus D. D is the dividend payout ratio, divided by 1 minus ROA multiplied by 1 minus D. This we have seen in the lecture slides for chapter 4. Alright, now ROA is not given directly, so you need to compute ROA. So ROA is net income over total assets. Multiplied by 1 minus D. The small d here is actually dividend divided by net income. So that's all you need to know. So ROA is here, D is dividend divided by net income. So you just need to replace that into the formula. Net income is 1080 from this income statement here, 1080, divided by 5,000, which is the total assets. Total assets here, ROA. So net income divided by total assets multiplied by 1 minus the dividend, which is 640 here. Sorry, 648 divided by net income 1080. This is the same figure here and here, 1080 from here. Alright, so with that you get this answer. The answer is 9.4571%. Alright, as I have shown here, the ticks here, each tick indicates a quarter marks, 1 over 4. So you've got all these ticks here. You don't need to show all this. There's no marks for the formula. There's only marks for the number placed in the right position, and also the operation, like 1080 divided by. So divided by, you get a quarter mark here. Alright, therefore this is the answer. I hope this is quite clear. This video and also this document will be uploaded in BWFF online learning, so that you can view this. If you have any questions, you can post that questions to me in Facebook, or you can send me an email, regarding this question. Alright, the next question B is about SGR, sustainable growth rate. Assuming the same thing, assuming the same thing as above, assuming further, it says that means you must assume all this optimal proportion of costs and assets to sales and fixed dividend policy. On top of that, you also have an optimal capital structure for this company. So given that, what is GHI's sustainable growth rate? So for this you use the SGR formula. The formula is similar to IGR. The only difference is that here you replace ROA with ROE. Return on equity. So return on equity is net income divided by equity. Alright, that's the only difference compared to the above. So here all the other figures are the same except for this. Previously we used total assets in IGR. Here we use equity. Equity is taken from here. Equity is this 2,400. So 2,400 is here. The rest is the same. All the others will be the same. The only figure you change is here and here. This part here. And therefore there is only 1 quarter mark here for the right number, and then overall this formula, if you this equation. Yeah, if you have written it this way, this expression is given in this manner, then you get another quarter mark, and then the right answer is 21.9512%. Yeah. Okay, so a quarter mark for the number and also a quarter mark for the unit. Yeah? It must be in percentage. Yeah? 21.9512. That is acceptable. Yeah? Usually SGR or IGR must be given in percentage form. Yeah? If you give it in decimal, okay, let's say 0.2195, you still get a quarter mark, yeah, but you don't get full marks, yeah, because it's not given in percentage. Alright, so this is only 1 mark here. Okay, now we move on to the third question, which is if GHI, and this is more difficult. Usually the first question A would be easy, the next question would be slightly more challenging, and the last one would be very challenging. Yeah? But in this case, because B is quite straightforward as well, in fact it's easier than A, it's easier because you have already done A. Yeah? So subsequent to A, so B becomes easy. Yeah? So there's less marks here. Okay, and then the working is more or less the same with A, and therefore there is less marks allocated here. Okay, but C is more difficult. Yeah, it's more complex or more tedious. Yeah, it's not very difficult, it's just tedious. Yeah. Alright, if a GHI is operating at 90% capacity, yeah, so that's the complication here. The company is not operating at full capacity, it's only operating at 90% capacity. Yeah. Given that the proportion of cost to sales is optimal, yeah, note that here assets to sales is not optimal because it's not at full capacity. Alright, and its capital structure is optimal, so this is another assumption. Its dividend policy, dividend payout policy is fixed, so this is another variable, yeah, that is fixed here. And its sales are expected to grow by 680 million. Yeah, so this here you are given the quantum of increase in sales. Okay, grow, yeah, grow means increase, yeah, by 680 million in 2020. Okay, now remember we are in the year 2019, yeah. So in 2020, what is GHI's external financing needed? Yeah, here there are two ways you can solve this. Yeah, one is you can use the pro forma financial statement, yeah, or forecasted financial statement. But here I ask you to use, yeah, the EFN formula, external financing needed formula. Yeah. All right. So here you need to know the formula. The formula is this. Okay, formula is given here. Okay, and the formula is similar to what we have seen in the slides, yeah, in chapter 4. EFN, external financing needed, is equals to, this is the ratio. Yeah. Now the ratio in the formula is usually given as assets divided by sales. Yeah, but here I take current assets divided by sales. Okay, so this CA over sales. Why? Because current assets will be spontaneous. Yeah, meaning higher the sales, all current assets are expected to grow at the same rate. Okay, and therefore we take this, yeah, current assets. But fixed assets, because the company is not operating at full capacity, that will be treated differently, yeah, separately. Yeah, you cannot add the two. Yeah, you can only add the two if the company is operating at full capacity. Alright, therefore we have to separate this. Current asset is expected to be spontaneous, but fixed asset is not spontaneous because the company is not operating at full capacity. Yeah, so this element, yeah, or this component of the formula is quite straightforward, I think. Now the second element here, okay, there are 4 elements. Yeah? If you look at this, this is current assets increase, this is fixed assets increase, okay, the second one, and the third one is financing provided by payables, yeah, accounts payable, and the last one is financing provided by retained earnings, yeah, this last component. Yeah, so there are 4 components here. We have looked at the first one. Let's look at the second one. Second one is about fixed assets. Yeah. So in order to determine how much fixed assets need to grow, okay, we take fixed asset, the current fixed assets divided by the full capacity sales. Yeah. Remember, always when you're dealing with companies operating at less than full full capacity, you need to compute. The first step is always compute the full capacity sales. Okay, then you multiply this. This is the ratio. Okay, this is like the capital intensity ratio for fixed assets. Yeah. Okay, then you multiply this with the new level of sales. This is the current level of sales plus the change in the level of sales, expected change, yeah, or increase in the level of sales, minus full capacity sales. So this gives you the change, yeah, or the needed increase in fixed assets, yeah, or the change in sales, okay, that needs to be supported by change in fixed assets. Alright, so these two components, when you add them, will give you the total financing needed. Yeah, these two components, first two components. Then the third component will be the financing provided by spontaneous, yeah, financing, which is payables divided by sales multiplied by the change in sales. Yeah. Then the last part will be financing provided by retained earnings, how much you retain. Yeah? So this is net income divided by sales. This is the profit margin multiplied by the new level of sales. This is the current level of sales plus the change or increase in the level of sales multiplied by 1 minus D. This D is dividend divided by net income. Yeah? We have seen that before. Alright, now we replace this into replace the numbers, yeah, into this formula, or replace this alphabet, with the numbers. Yeah. Now current assets is 1,200. You can go back and look at this. Yeah? Current assets. Yeah? You look at this here, 1,200. Okay, divided by sales. Yeah. Go up a little bit here. 1,200 divided by 5,400. This is the current level of sales, multiplied by 680. Yeah, notice this is the change in sales. Yeah, change in sales was provided directly here. Yeah, 680 million. Yeah, these are all in millions first. Yeah, these are all in millions. So that's the first component. Second component, fixed asset is 3,800 million divided by full capacity sales. Yeah, how do you determine the full capacity sales here? This is the current level of sales divided by the current operating capacity. Okay, 5,400 divided by 90%. Yeah, therefore this is actually 6,000. Yeah, so the full capacity sales is actually 6,000 ringgit Malaysia. Yeah, okay, ringgit Malaysia million. Okay, 6,000 million. Yeah, ringgits. Okay, then you multiply this with the new level of sales, which is 5,400 plus 680. This is the expected increase in sales, 680 million. Then you minus the full capacity sales here. Yeah, 5,400 divided by 90%. Yeah, therefore this will be 80 million. Yeah, this is 6080. If you add this, yeah, this should be 6080 minus 6,000 will be 80 million. Yeah. Alright, then these two components, when you add them, this component and this component, this will give you the total financing needed, okay, to purchase assets or to increase assets. Yeah. Then the next two components, the first component gives you the internal financing, yeah, or spontaneous financing. Sorry, not internal financing, spontaneous financing. Yeah, meaning from payables. Okay, you take the current level of payables, 600 divided by 5,400. This is the current level of sales, multiplied by the increase in sales. Yeah, so this gives you the financing provided by the increase in payables in the year 2020. Yeah. Then finally, the last component, you minus this. This is net income. This is profit margin, yeah, for the current year. 1080 divided by 5,400 multiplied by the new level of sales multiplied by 1 minus 640. Yeah, sorry, 648. Yeah, that is the net income. Sorry, dividend. Yeah, divided by net income, 1080. Right. So the answer is negative. Yeah, know that. Yeah, it's a negative answer. Yeah? Negative ringgit Malaysia 360,177,700